The donut hole is pretty much closed. In the past, the donut hole was a pretty ugly thing for people with really expensive medications. Once the cost of their medications had reached a certain point, they fell into the coverage gap or donut hole and had to pay full price for their drugs. You don't have to really worry about that so much anymore. The drug companies now have to pay most of what the beneficiaries used to have to pay in the donut hole. So your prices may go up a little bit during the coverage gap, but it's not nearly as painful as it used to be. The other thing that's new for all of us, not just for Medicare, is COVID-19. Medicare didn't have any coverage for the coronavirus, so they had to change a lot of legislation to start covering it for people. So now lab tests, antibody tests, hospitalizations, including if you have to be kept in quarantine even though you would usually get out of the hospital, all that's covered. At this time there's no vaccine for COVID-19, but when there is one, it will be covered by Medicare. That's original Medicare. If you have a Medicare Advantage plan, you also have the same COVID protections. There are also some other options they may be able to extend to you, but you have to check with the Medicare Advantage plan. Then there's a warning that the scammers are busy using the coronavirus to try to steal your private information so that they can steal some money from Medicare. The main thing to remember is, just like any other time during COVID, don't give anybody your Medicare number. Check your claims summary, and if someone is asking for your Medicare number, hang up. There's a division of Medicare called the Senior Medicare Patrol that is dedicated to helping prevent fraud and helping protect people from the effects of fraud. If you call us, 555-3191, we can try to help you. If it's something we can't get results on, we can send it on up to the state level, and they've been able to solve some things we couldn't solve. So I just want you to know about the Senior Medicare Patrol. If you get a bill and you just don't think it's right, you can call us and we can go over it with you. There are some important points about Medicare fraud on this slide. I might have said them already, but I'll say them again. Always check your Medicare statements, or if you're an Advantage plan, check your explanation of benefits for accuracy. Now, you might think, well, as long as there's a 0 in the corner, that means I don't owe anything, I'm good. But the scammers, the fraudsters, really depend on people not checking that. Because if they can get a hold of Medicare numbers, they can bill for things, for services that never really happened, or items that were never really handed out. An example would be a wheelchair. If a fraudster manages to bill Medicare for a fictional wheelchair to your number and you don't say anything, 5-10 years down the road, if you need a wheelchair, Medicare is going to refuse because they already paid for a wheelchair for you. So it affects your medical records as well as stealing money from Medicare. So we really recommend that you check your Medicare statements. If you see anything you're concerned about, give us a call and we can help you understand it or get it fixed if there's a mistake. The next one, don't give any personal information over the phone unless you initiated the call and you know who you're dealing with. Obviously, if you call us for help, we're going to need your Medicare number. But Medicare is never going to call you. Nobody is going to call you and ask for your Medicare number or your Social Security number. Well, somebody might, but they're a crook. Nobody legitimate is going to do that. So don't give out any personal information on the phone unless you called and you know where you're calling and you called to ask for help. An important point here, there's no charge for cards, and Medicare will never call for information. Medicare card is just that little flimsy cardboard thing, and some fraudsters have called saying, well, for a charge of just $10 or whatever, we can get you a plastic card. And that's not true. Medicare doesn't issue plastic cards. Plus, Medicare will never call for information. Now, there is one exception to this. When you sign up for Medicare, if you enroll online, they may call just to make sure that it's you and not somebody taking advantage of you. But they will not ask you for any personal information even then. Okay, this last one, scammers calling, claim to be from Medicare. They claim to be from Social Security. They almost got me the other day claiming to be from Amazon. So they have all kinds of different things they try to get your information. So just an extra warning, Medicare will not call. If you have additional questions, again, you can call a SHIP counselor to ask or to get an appointment, the Polson office, or in the outlying counties. You can also call the Social Security offices if you have questions. Here are some other online resources if you have other questions or you want more information. And then there's a phone number at the bottom for Big Sky RX to help with prescription costs. And that is the end of section 3.